Let's talk about laughter and spirituality. Um, Obviously, I like laughter. I'm not a comedian by any means. I don't try to be funny in my videos. I don't try to be funny when I'm doing interviews, and I definitely don't try to be funny, at least try to be, with any type of intention when I'm working with somebody or I'm in a group and we're live. Um, I love to be funny when I'm writing. That is my thing. Um, so so humor and funny and laughter, it's it's just, I think it's so integral and so important to spirituality that especially if you're going to teach this shit, you need to practice what you preach. you know, right? I mentioned this in the book. It's like if you're gonna like rip someone's ego away, take their whole world and turn it upside down, you should be practicing what you preach. And to me, there's an awful lot of serious, dry, motherfucking authors and teachers out there, and damn, like really get over yourselves. Let's see some of the joy come through. Let's see some of the fun come through. Let's see some of the humor. If you're preaching about all this spiritual benefits and positive things and whatnot, you should be expressing it, in my opinion. It's simple. It's as simple as practicing what you preach. Now, I'm not saying that, again, that you need to be a comedian at all moments of all times. I'm certainly not. But there needs to be I think, some facet of your teaching that really exhibits this freedom that you're talking about. I think I'm as an artist, I'm most capable of doing that through written humor and my creativity with writing. Um, I don't make so many videos. I don't, I'm not, I'm not trying to be that with video. But I think it's important. So let me share with you. To get to the point here, a few things about some stories about why I think laughter is so important. Because I can remember back upon in my own seeking history, in my own journey to being a spiritual badass, um, to a number of events, a number of things that happened to me, that my takeaway 20 some years later, 30 some years later, is, geez, you know what I remember? I remember laughing. And I remember really this cathartic release. And this cathartic release and this laughter and this joy is at the heart of the process of spirituality for badasses. Because you have the courage to meet all of these dark shadow things. You have the courage to find and meet these flaws that are within you. And then on the other side of that, there's this release. There's this beautiful release that can, yes, come in the form of tears, but also come in the form of laughter, and also come in the form of joy and of your heart opening up. One particular instance, start with this. I was very young. I was like in my early 20s, and I had gotten into spirituality and metaphysics and out-of-body experiences in particular when I was in college. So I signed up for a workshop for a week long, the summer after I graduated from Syracuse University. It was at Monroe Institute in Faber, Virginia. Robert Monroe wrote a book called Journeys Out of the Body. Real famous book, really great book if this is your thing, if this is your type of thing, having, out-of-body experiences. I was interested in that. At the time, it seemed like, well, if this is possible, it means that there's life after death. It means that we're more than just, meat and potatoes. And perhaps there is something to this whole spiritual thing. So that was important for me. And so I went to this week-long Journeys Out of the Body workshop. And there were a lot of cool people there. And we had these sessions that we would do all day long, lying down and listen to hemisync binaural beat tones and try to have out-of-body experiences. And a spoiler alert, I don't think I did that week an out-of-body experience. I would go on, like a year later, following that, and I did cultivate a number of repeatable out-of-body experiences. Nothing fancy. I floated out of my body, was in the room. Maybe at one point I left the house or something like that. I was never very good at it. So I did this whole thing for this whole week. There was a lot of informational learning. There was experiential learning. There was the out-of-body experiments. And what do I remember? What do I remember? I remember in particular there were two guys there. They were a little older than me. They were like, I don't know, 27 to maybe the 30. And we just laughed our asses off. We laughed our asses off. Just to be able to be with people who were in your tribe and were thinking about bigger, deeper, more important things was such a release for me, because I felt like so alone while I was in college. I didn't know anybody. I felt like I was on my own little island. Oh man, was it awesome to be able to meet with these guys and the other people too, and to laugh. Oh, it was just, I never laughed so much for a whole week. Never laughed so much. It was just joyful. And oh my God, that's what I remember about that. That's what I remember about that event, about that workshop. So, laughter is king. Laughter is king. It sinks and it stays in your body for so long, and your heart opens up when you laugh. It's instant fucking enlightenment is what laughter is. It's instant fucking spiritual release and cathartic opening. So laughter is very important. So let me share with you another story. Years later, I was involved and very active in sitting with lots of spiritual teachers. In particular, these teachers are non-dual teachers, invited teachers. And one of them, her name was 𝗕𝗱𝗀𝗀𝗀. She's American. She was actually very cool for a typical spiritual female, Indian name type of spiritual teacher. I'll tell you why I like 𝗕𝗱𝗀𝗀𝗀 so much, because she would laugh at the drop of a hat. She was filled with joy and laughter, and I so appreciated that. That was so cool. Even though, she was like decades older than I was, and still had a kind of an old school vibe going on, and she had white silvery hair, and could be very serious and dry at sometimes, but she laughed. And she made her participants laugh, and she enjoyed this rapport. And I really appreciated that. I saw her live a number of times. And I went to a week-long workshop with her. And I can, my takeaway from that, what do I remember from that? The same damn thing. I just remember being with a lot of cool people. And this is like a silent retreat, right? So go figure. And just laughing. We couldn't really talk, but we could meet each other's eyes and maybe cheat a little bit, say a few things here and there, and really laugh and really find this sort of inner joy and allow our hearts to open up. But the key was laughter. The key was humor. And that was my excuse me, my takeaway from the 𝗕𝗱𝗀𝗀𝗀 workshop so many years ago. And there's a third one. This one was just great. This was later on. This was, I think, in 2007. I'm recording a video, buddy. That's all right. No, I'll be up in a minute. So in 2007, I did a retreat with another spiritual teacher in Utah, in the canyon lands of Utah on the Green River. It was 10 days. We were in canoes and we camped. It was fucking awesome. And we each had a partner in the canoe. And I forget how old I was at the time. 2007. It doesn't matter. I was an old fuck then, and I'm an old fuck now. The guy, my partner in the canoe, was like 23 or 24. I don't know what age has to do with it, but let me tell you this. We laughed all the way fucking down that river. We laughed all the way down that river. Oh my God, did we laugh. For 10 days. I laughed. And again, just so beautiful, so awesome, so such a relief and such a release to be with people again who are in your tribe, to be with people who are open about their problems, who are open about spirituality, who just, who are finding difficulty with life, that life can be suffering, that life is hard, and to get together and admit all that together is so fucking cool. And then to be with somebody that you kind of have an extra special connection with, which I did with this guy in the canoe, and to be able to joke and laugh. It too was sort of a silent retreat, but boy did we cheat. To go down this river, in this spectacular place with canyons, and it was, and oh my God, the setting of course was cool, but it was the laughter. It was the laughter in all three of those retreats that just really. There's a real spiritual evolutionary power, I think, to this type of release where you're able to laugh and to be in the moment. That's what laughter doesn't just demand that you be in the moment. Laughter is being in the moment. Laughter is being in the moment, and any type of humor or circumstance that brings you to that moment, in my opinion, is a beautiful thing. So there's three examples of how laughter played a part in my own spiritual development and my own spiritual process, and I highly recommend it to you, and I highly recommend. You cannot control or create such events. You just have to get out there and create circumstances where that might happen. And let me tell you, I know this, I feel for you right now, because fuck coronavirus, fucking coronavirus. We can't do jack shit right now as far as parties and get-togethers and workshops and all the rest of that. We have to do it online and Zoom, and it's much harder to connect with people that way. But boy, as soon as this thing is opened, hopefully let's say a year from now, damn, there's going to be some parties, and I'll be there. You gotta put yourself out there. I mean, this is very true of the spiritual process in and of itself. You got to put yourself out there. I'm so grateful that people have been reading my book and have gotten a lot out of it. But there's more to it. The next step basically is to get involved with videos and to hang out with teachers online and to do things like this, watch these types of things, or even better, to take a course or to have one-on-ones with a teacher. But the creme de la creme is to hang out with a spiritual badass teacher with other people, so that you can fucking laugh, right? So that you can laugh your ass off and find this part of you that is bigger than big. Find this spiritual badass aware part of you that is drawn out by this laughter. When your heart opens up, you can't help but to be in that space. You can't help but to be in this aware space of that this laughter creates. And I have found personally that by interacting with other individuals in a group that are in your tribe, and then with someone or someone's leading the tribe and sort of hey, we're doing this, and and teaching you this, oh boy, does that create a circumstance where you can laugh and grow and cultivate that inner happiness, peace, and joy that that of course all human beings long for, so I think that's good enough for the spiritual badass sermon of the day. Thank you for hanging out with me. I hope you like my new digs. I just went out and bought a new couch, which I love. And so I'll be doing some more videos on this comfy couch. So awesome. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you in the next video. Adios. Bye.